way tiebreakers are looking like it's going to be for the top 32, you definitely want to pick up as many wins as possible and keep that clean sheet for as long as you possibly can. And EXO ending out on the day here today would be a very, very respectable record. Losing the coin... keep calling it coin flip because of the ongoing Duelist Cup. But yeah, losing the dice roll here with Ritual Beast is a little bit rough, but there are some tools to be able to get back in this going second, right, Leo?
Absolutely. We have seen Julio Valls at Euros playing so many board breakers, field breaking cards like Dark Ruler No More, evenly matched, and I'm very curious to see if he is bringing some of those for Giuseppe here as well.
Yeah, I'm wondering, did they limit the Dark Beckoning Beast of the opening of the Spirit Gates? Because I see all of them just opening the opening. It's kind of crazy. Like, we always see them opening the one-off, which arguably is worse than opening the Dark Beckoning Beast, to be funny. To be fair.
Used to be fine because of the Chaos Summoning Beast, with people now cutting it because of the fact that it's at 1. But hey, it works out anyway, as we already have the Lotus that we can then extra normal summon using the Beckoning Beast's continuous effect. That's going to be able to summon out the Spirit of Yubel, searching out Nightmare Pain. And from here, you can do a lot of swarming onto the field and a bunch of special summons. And on summon number 5, of course, most important of all, you do want to get that all-important Phantom of Yubel insulating against Nibiru.
Yep, Nibiru is a card that has been stopping combo decks for years, but of course the players have developed technologies to play around it, like setting up negates before the 5th summon or with the 5th summon.
And to be honest, I don't think I've seen an impactful Nibiru all weekend long. It doesn't really seem to be the format for Nibiru right now. To be fair though, against the specific deck of Hermann Hansen, this might be one of the best matchups for Nibiru, to be honest.
I am not too sure about that. I'm very sure that Nadir can say something.
Go ahead.
Let me cook up some lines for you. So a lot of 2-card combos do actually insulate you against Nibiru quite well. Elder, Kanahawk, Rampengu, E-Telly plus another Spiritual Beast, and the spell. Different 2-3-card combinations do get you into the Ulti Gaia Paleo, which is a contact fusion that requires a Spiritual Beast Tamer, a Spiritual Beast, as well as one of the extra deck monsters that you can then contact fuse them away, and that allows you to negate Nibiru in the process. So there are tools available to Ritual Beast so that it can actually play through that Nibiru. And I think we've seen, as you mentioned, over the years, there's just been a lot of this almost arms race between these new themes, trying to come up with different combos and ways to keep pushing, and of course having ways to be able to insulate themselves against such a powerful hand trap.
A true expert, honestly. That was some pretty good insight. My experience with the deck, though, just came from basically casting the European Championship, and every time I saw a Nibiru there against the Ritual Beast deck, it seemed insane. Like, every single time it just ended their turn completely. And then also at the World Championship, where of course Julio Valls, who's not present here this weekend, played the Ritual Beast all the way to top 8. He had the same problem kind of in his featured match too. So sure, those 2-card combos apparently exist, but they never get resolved for some reason.
I mean, it was him all along, right? Also at Euros and at the World Championships, and I think maybe he just doesn't care about Nibiru. He just doesn't respect it at all.
Yeah, it's quite a vulnerable deck in that regard. You do need a decent amount of different combinations to be able to push through, but also Ritual Beast is not a simple deck to play.
Oh, yeah.
When you play something like Yubel, for example, there are fairly linear combos. Ritual Beast does have some linear combos, but a lot of it is involving a bunch of freestyling. And that's kind of like one of the, I suppose, negatives in some way, because you are technically playing what is probably a weaker deck, and that the ceiling is much lower than what, for example, Yubel can put out. But you are trying to do all of these intrinsic different little plays where you're constantly tracking every single name in your deck and how many times you summon, because each Ritual Beast can only be special summoned once per turn.
It is playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On hard mode, basically.
Yeah, basically. And speaking of hard mode here, we have Phantom up, we have Varadras, and now we're going to go and probably end on a Desiree as well. So a huge, powerful swarming potential of Yubel. And it was also possible last format, right? Like, Yubel hasn't really lost any of its ceiling, any of its power, but because of the fact that Snake Eye has kind of fallen off a little bit because of its lack of resilience to the disruption, Yubel can sort of fill that niche and that gap that Snake Eye did previously hold.
Yeah, for sure. And we see here, and that is more of a recent trend, I want to say, that Giuseppe is on the Chamber which is, of course, the Unchained Trap that summons an Unchained monster from the graveyard. Like, 99% of the time you're going to summon Outrage, and I think before the list a lot more people were playing the Escape, and now it has developed a trend, because now of course more people are playing that Yubel deck as it's supposedly the best deck in the room, and therefore of course more people are also kind of making progress with the deck, developing the deck a little further, and it seems way more common, because what I've heard is that this, even though the other card also plays around Dark Ruler no more, this plays around Dark Ruler no more even better, to be honest.
To be honest, there's also there's also another reason why you're playing it, and that is cards like Sphere Mode and Lava Golem that have been creeping back into the game a little bit more, and once your cards get tributed away, you can just summon them back out. And this is also something that the Chamber is protecting you from, where Escape is just basically lying on the field.
Pretty much every single non-Yubel Snake Eye combo pile is running Lava Golem or Sphere Mode, some kind of mass removal to be able to deal with these crazy Yubel fields, just to take away every single point of interruption. I mean, you would imagine what a Sphere Mode could do here, but yeah, it is a very popular card. We haven't seen it resolve on stream yet, but I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if we did see that come into play. Now you can see here Herman patiently waiting, 0 disruptions coming down, and that's because he is playing a whole bunch of field-breaking power spells, as well as Evenly as well might even be in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
so
it's
Herman,
also in the hand.
how do we go there?
It doesn't lead with it, however. Wait, hang on. Is
that it?
It definitely is Evenly, but I think we're trying to bait out to then, of course, make it resolve against the Desiree that is on the field there, I guess.
Yeah.
And also the Varudras, right? So like, we kind of want to get things out here and then have a real crucial Evenly after, maybe.
My only fear is that there's a potential risk of leaving too many bodies up on the fields. Now, while you could
can't
potentially
crash them.
Yeah,
that's the thing, right?
definitely not. That's the entire point of Yubel, funnily enough.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a risk here. You know, maybe it is safe to just go battle instantly, guarantee that Varadras or the Desiree is used out, and then try and play main phase 2. But Herman, of course, has been playing only these decks for the entirety of day one and is undefeated, so he definitely knows what he's trying to do here.
Okay, and we start things off with the ulti Kanahawk, of course. Contact fusing like good old Gladiator beasts, of course also the Ritual beasts do that. Just putting those cards
and Gladiator
away.
beasts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said that, yeah.
So thanks for adding it again.
All the beasts just contact fuse, apparently. That's their thing.
Yeah.
Is there another deck that does that?
How many beast decks can you think of? Like beast in the name. Ritual beast, Gladiator beast. Must be another somewhere.
I mean, Phantom of Yubel is like an absurd way of contact fusing from the graveyard, right? It's also contact fusing kind of.
Yeah, for sure. There's the sort of development of the... You're sitting there like really scratching your head on that one. You're trying to think of one, aren't you?
I can't get one, but how?
There has to be, there has to be.
Other than Natus is also contact fusing. That's like just one card, so it's not really a whole deck that does it, but that's definitely another
beast
one.
Archetypes.
Yeah, name a beast. Tri-Brigade? Not beasts? No.
Fire Fist.
Fire...
Sebastian,
beast.
you're really bad at this.
I mean, you're not giving me anything here just yet either, so I don't know where you're going there. Okay, we are reading. Which one are we? I think we're reading Varudras just to make sure here.
Yeah, getting a translation out on how Varudras exactly works, because you can... I think he was checking to see if it negates on resolution. So I think there was an attempt to...
Oh yeah, there's one material gone, right?
Yeah, I think we negated the effect of Lara. And
Must
I believe,
be.
and I think Varadras has to negate and destroy in order to get to the second destruction, I believe. Do you want to just double check that for us, Leo?
Oh, now we detach the second. Oh, maybe they chained? Oh, I think Herman is just trying to give Giuseppe the opportunity here to clear the field for him, to be honest.
Wow.
I think that is a very, very interesting move here, because Herman just wants to give him the incentivize to also destroy here potentially with the Varudras. And therefore we chain to the activation of the effect.
Herman, the mastermind Hansen.
Yes.
Striking again, possibly?
Okay, I mean, we did detach 2 materials, so I think we just destroyed the Lara there as well, right?
Yeah, especially considering that we had to commit an emergency teleport to that, so it's just the lone ulti Kanahawk on the field here.
The thing is, if the field is cleared and we... Oh no, we can tag out at the end of battle phase, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's like a little piece of technology you can do, right? Like go end of battle, tag out the Canahawk, and then chain evenly matched.
Evenly matched, that's crazy.
That was
I know.
Sky technology.
Yes, exactly. You did that with Ray back in the day, so it must work like that too. But of course, they can negate then with the Phantom of Yubel.
What are we negating here with the Phantom?
The Canahawk?
It must have been the Lara, right?
Might be.
So we destroy the Spirit effect.
Yeah, you might be right. It probably was the effect to return on Canahawk here.
I mean, if you're doing this end of battle phase, it is kind of sus. I would also definitely negate that.
And anything else?
Nothing else on resolution here, but yeah, this is a
I mean, to be fair, like, there was also a really good way of doing this, because he could have just gone special summon to summon out SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight target the Desiree, they probably chain, then we chain the SP, and voila, our field is empty. So maybe that was the plan, also along the way baiting out the Desiree. I think that would have been nice.
Could still be going for it for all we know here, because we're using the effect of Nemesis Flag to return to special summon itself.
True.
So there could still be some opportunity to do this. I think Herman's just explaining how the flag resolves. It's a continuous, not a continuous, but it activates and kind of resolves in the hand before it hits the field and gets the ability to use the ignition effect to search for the Protoss. And without a doubt, if a Protoss resolves this turn, that's going to be a pretty rough spot for Giuseppe. But speaking of Protoss and the power of Ritual Beast, because of the dominance of Yubel and just how much of an advantage you can be going first by resolving a Protoss, light monsters are still good. The Fiendsmith package is really versatile in that way. You know, it has removal. You can bounce things just by playing with lights. So
yeah, but I mean, still not activated and sitting there set in Giuseppe's spell and trap zone, of course, is the Chamber, and that card alone could deal with that plan too. But it might also actually clear the opponent's field once more, so maybe that evenly match still is waiting there, still being that last resort for Herman. This is not over yet.
Yeah, it should still be the main phase right now, so we are trying to work through as much of this as possible before trying to pull off that chain of resolving evenly matched.
Searching the Protoss, alright. Is now the time where we just try with the SP Little Knight? That sounds like such a nice play, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, for sure. The problem with the SP Little Knight is that you do get to resolve the evenly match, but you don't have any follow-up. That's what I'm worried about.
Summon the Protoss after? Like, do you have enough attributes for that? You should,
no,
right?
Definitely not, right? We've got Wind and Fire. I guess Lara's
there already
light
is
as well.
a light in the graveyard.
Yeah,
I think that sounds like a super good plan if you ask me.
All right, well.
I mean, the question is there even... Wait, yeah, the Protoss itself would be the Dark Monster we need. So let's see. Is that really doable? This would have been perfectly piloted. Oh, yeah, that is a Link Summon, isn't it? We're doing it. There is SP Little Knight.
Wow.
Oh my, this will be a very, very crucial moment for this match, because if they just let that resolve, it's actually better.
Samsara the Lotus is also,
funnily enough,
another negate, I just realized.
Yeah, you got the Lotus and the Yubel combination together acts as a negate too.
Oh my. Oh, true, and that one actually doesn't... That one doesn't destroy it, which is very important here.
Oh,
yeah,
so
it just changes the effect once more.
But the Yubel's been banished by SP, right? Did we let that resolve?
Or maybe that.
But, I mean, the throne was activated now, so we still get to chain the SP Little Knight onto the Desiree.
Oh, true, but they can negate it then.
Yeah, but then you go Protoss.
Yeah. Oh, Veiler.
Oh, right.
On top of all of that effect, Veiler from the hand. We talked about it earlier. Yubel, just such a deck with so many slots for non-engine, having the ability to play all those cards. Now, after almost playing for everything, that one little effect Veiler waiting in the hand, I think Herman is signal out.
That is opponent's start. But after this discussion that we just had during the side decking, wait.
Oh, Perulia.
Oh, that is so good against Ritual Beast.
Yeah,
it is.
Perulia is a really, really powerful card against Ritual Beast. Now, the reason for that is you normal summon for your normal summon. Your Elder provides another normal summon from the hand. You have a normal summon from the Kimon Falco, the Link 2, and then you have a further normal summon from the Link 4, and I believe there's a third one in there, potentially, I think, from Lara. There's a lot of normal summoning in this deck, basically.
Doesn't sound very normal to me, but all right.
It's Flu Wonder, but with combo cards, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. So that Perulia, certainly strong. Also, Herman did not have Ash Blossom to answer it, potentially. Those three cards were all engine, so does that help us, really?
I mean, the thing is, Herman has a Dimensional Fissure in hand.
That is a really
Are
important
just
thing.
activating this in passing? Because you are probably going to give your opponent way too much.
Oh, it's setting a monster.
Oh.
What year is this? I mean, what year did Ritual Beast initially release?
2015, The Secret Forces, February 17.
There you
Okay,
go, a true expert.
I made up the number. But it was February 2015, alongside Necros.
Oh, and I mean, actually the hand of Giuseppe struggles really, really hard against this Dimensional Fissure.
We have 2 hand traps that do not work under D-Fissure. And it doesn't look like we have a starter. I think we have Nightmare Pain that might be a... That's Engraver. Okay, Engraver...
He's also having some troubles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he even has a play here.
You can activate it, but Lurie is kind of whack if you don't put it into the graveyard, you know? Okay, we're going for it, though.
Okay, activating the effect of Engraver, you can still use it despite the fact that it gets sent to the grave. The banishment, rather.
Yeah.
Gonna search out Tract, but as you mentioned, I don't know where this really goes from here.
Maybe we just cycle through our deck to find our side deck cards.
Possibly. I mean, does Lurie really need to be going to... No. Oh, wait, it does need to go to the graveyard. Yeah, Lurie does need to do that, so...
Listen, Basti, it's a fabled card, okay? It's a long time ago, so those will definitely need to go to the grave.
But is there, like, maybe any monster we can search here? Oh, wait, no, it's only searching light ones, right? Like, is there any way for us to just get to a dark monster eventually? Is there one in the extra deck, maybe?
We discard like an Effect Veiler or Droll.
Yeah, and then just normal summon it.
But
see if that does anything.
You don't remove anything by summoning out Engraver from the deck with Requiem if you can't. Can you equip from Banishment? Can you equip from Banishment?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because this card is actually new, so it might.
There comes the Engraver. I mean, that is a monster on the field. Reasonable, right? Better than just passing, to be fair. So how big is that monster going to be that Herman has there set? So we may as well try with those beautiful 1,600 attack points and... Nope.
Lara with the 2,000 defense, I believe.
Boom, 200 damage.
Yeah. Massive. Gonna set. Trying to bluff the infinite impermanence there, I think, is what Giuseppe is trying here. And now it's over back to Herman. So, yeah, we just need a Ritual Beast. And a Canahawk is gonna get us there. We have a Spiritual Beast on the field. We have Canahawk. Canahawk is a 1-card combo. Plus the Dimensional Fissure and a body. We should be able to make a very, very convincing turn here, actually.
All right, guys, take notes. This is going to be very delicate.
I have a question to the expert, Nadir. So I've been told that combos for Ritual Beast are actually even better when there's Shifter or Dimensional Fissure resolving, because you just get them into the banish zone naturally. Is that true?
Yeah, so there's a kind of a common misconception that, you know, Shifter acts as like, you know, like a bonfire style extender. it's very, like, you don't care about Shifter whatsoever. Okay. But it's not like it significantly improves your combos. It specifically affects Rampengu.
Fair.
So Rampengu gets to put more fuel into the banishment from the extra deck rather than just the main deck.
True.
That's about the only thing that really changes significantly.
All right. I mean, fair. Good to clear up with that misconception. You heard it here first.
But still good, of course. You know, that's the important thing. So yeah. Searching out when here, so that means we're going to probably go for a... Did we use Canahawk effect again?
Yeah, I think we did.
Not yet, right? Well, no, we banished Rampengu, then we tagged out, and we summoned... see? Yeah, that was almost a bit of a serious misplay there, because if you then link off, you can't actually bring anything back with Wen. So yeah, you do need to make sure that you have a target for Wen here, so that's what Herman's doing here. He looks like he might be going for a Pelio.
Or maybe the Dolphin.
Or the Elder.
Do we still play the Dolphin?
I don't know. I like the Dolphin.
Like, you could side it or something. It's another name. What do we got? We got Zephyr
not in here. No,
no
main deck, no side deck, no nothing.
Herman, where Dolphin?
You were supposed to give us impressions this weekend, right?
Oh, Dolphin is really hard.
Dolphin is hard.
Oh no, please. Oh my, it's really the 8th round of the day, isn't it?
I forgot with Pearl, by the way.
I'm glad you did, but I mean, here we have your Dolphin expression. Everyone make sure to clip it at home.
There's a lot of different animals in this deck, so I mean, we could give us one for each name, potentially.
If the hawk enters again, I will do a hawk. But I don't know penguin noises.
I'm not sure, actually.
They're very quiet animal.
I don't.
Very quiet animals, luckily.
I don't really want to know.
Exactly. All right, we do get back, of course, now though, Rampengu, and we are banishing. As you said, this is now immediately banishing it instead of putting it to the graveyard.
Yeah, so we get the ulti Apelio into the banishment alongside the main deck Apelio, and that's just more fuel for the ulti Canahawk. Which means we're going to get a ton of searches here. I'm just curious to see how Herman is going to play this out, if he is going to respect Nibiru, or if he's going to try and go for game. Good, great.
Thank you.
I honestly thought there was some kind of bird flying above me. Couldn't tell the difference. All right, and here, and you can see here why there is so many draws that Purulia offer you, as we bring out the Elder. Now this Kimon Falco is going to give us another one as well once we banish here in just a moment.
Players just communicating properly there, making sure that everyone is just summoning once per turn, because that's like the usual restriction with the Ritual Beast. You are just only allowed to special summon every single one of them once per turn, right? Yeah,
otherwise you would be able to just infinitely summon your Ritual Beast and keep looping the ulti Canahawk to get a search for everything in your deck here. You can see the old classic Ritual Beast Steeds. It's a very cool disruption in Ritual Beast. So the way it works is it's non-targeting destruction. So it destroys cards on the field up to the number of Ritual Beasts you control. So generally you can do like really big plays because you activate the Ritual Beast Steeds and then you can go Chain Link 2 and even Chain Link 3, tagging out your extra deck monsters, and they resolve, bringing back your Ritual Beast names, and then that obviously increases the number of monsters on the field, and then you can hit like 4+ cards with a single Steeds.
That reminds me of a phenomenal trap card called Salamangreat Rage.
Exactly. Yeah, so instead of link rating, it's monsters on the field. So a little bit more difficult to establish, but yeah.
There's only one deck that Leo loves more than Voices Voice or Pearly, and that's Salamangreat.
When are we going to tell them that that's not true?
What do you mean?
Excuse me?
You should have seen Leo's face when he walked through the top tables and saw a Voices Voice player. He was bursting out in tears.
Yeah.
Positively, Okay, we are in the battle phase here, though, in round number 8 of this YCS, of course. And Herman tries to bring himself closer to victory here. But that should be a little short, I think.
Yeah, so I don't think he was really trying to go for game. I think he was just trying to potentially force out that end of main, just in case there was an Nibiru lurking there. But we do have a really good setup here. I mean, Dimensional Fissure plus Ritual Beast Steeds, I don't think you're in a really bad spot. And of course you can tag out once more and then make ulti Gaia Pillar. Actually, maybe not, because we might not have enough names since we have specialed all of the ones.
Should have played the Dolphin.
Should have played Dolphin. True, true, true.
Where is the Dolphin? Not here.
He is actually going to go for it.
All right.
Yeah. Oh,
SP Little Knight. Oh, what was waiting there the entire time? It was the Nightmare Pain.
Oh.
Oh, so we comboed for a long time for a field that is what I would describe as rather minimalistic.
And it's good at a lot of disruption. I can't quite spot too much engine, but regardless, I think we will be seeing Giuseppe doing quite a long combo here, so most likely going to see something similar to game number 1 where we had the full field of Yubel. However, we are starting with Engraver instead of any Yubel cards, so this could be a little bit weaker here. I doubt we're going to see a Varadras actually because of this.
You said Herman's hand is neat. I don't see a shifter, my friend.
That's the only technology you know.
No, I think it's just a very strong technology against the Yubel deck because it just has no counter strategy to it, really, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, hard summon a Phantom and pass potentially from your hand. Like, yeah, not a lot of tools for that. The Fiendsmith stuff is something, but yeah, regardless, this is going to be able to connect into your Yubel cards quite nicely.
Okay, there's the Necroker Princess. That is a Contact Fusion as well, right? We were talking Contact Fusions. This one does as well.
All right, returning here, bringing out the Engraver. Now we're going to use those to make Sequence.
Oh, seems like it. So that means we already... Oh, wait, we are maybe going to fuse out the Aerial Eater here, possibly? Yeah. So that means, though, we're probably not going to get to the Desiree. We might, though, still with the Tract in the graveyard, so we will have to see.
Yeah, you could use Tract potentially as well.
Yeah.
So this is going to send here the Samsara Lotus.
Oh, is it? You usually want to go Samsara the Lotus. Sometimes there's a reason to just immediately go for Spirit of Yubel, but usually it will just be with Samsara the Lotus, and it's just an additional card. Oh, okay, we're linking up the Aerial Eater.
You've seen the card in hand.
I saw a spooky dogwood in the hand of Giuseppe just now. Ooh, that might potentially come into play here. There's a decent amount of time left, but, you know, this combo takes a while, and Herman then has to play his turn. You know, that's a lot of life points potentially. But yeah, here we are. We've got the Muckraker that's going to... Ooh.
Dominus Purge, and Basti, you're right. We hit
exactly.
the Spirit of Yubel immediately. But what you just said with the Spooky Dogwood reminds me of the Euros finals, where there was a Spooky Dogwood activated against the Ritual Beast deck. And then actually, for the first time, I think, on stream, the game wasn't decided in timeout when Spooky Dogwood was activated, but just because Julio couldn't deal as much damage until basically all the Protosses ran out.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, there comes a stage where, hey, you just play into it. You give your opponent tens of thousands of life points. They could just wait multiple turns to try and fix their hand and then come back from there. We'll see how this works out here as we go for a Contact Fusion. You saw that Dominus Purge being held very patiently throughout all of this combo just on the Spirit of Yubel. I wonder if there's a reason why you use it on Spirit of Yubel instead of just the Nightmare Pain.
You don't want Nightmare Pain on the field, because that just hinders you from attacking freely.
So the only issue with that is if you purge the Spirit of Yubel and you hard draw the Nightmare Pain, I think just, you know, using the Nightmare Pain as the clutch point could be potentially a little bit better, but I guess it just depends on, do you anticipate the hard drawn 2-off?
Oh, that's a pass. It would have been hilarious to activate it. Oh no.
Do we like most of the Yubel lists I've seen do not even play it as a 2-off. Like Nightmare Pain has become mostly a 1-off, I would say. Here in this list of Giuseppe as well, but of course there could always be the 2-off. But now it's the turn of Herman, and he activates Emergency Teleport.
I'm curious why Herman hasn't actually led with one of the Eclipses in his hand here just to force out that Phantom of Yubel. Maybe there's a Talent or Thrust here. Okay, he's going to use it now.
There it is.
Well, I suppose it's fine, actually, because you can Contact Fuse face downs.
True.
Indeed true. There it is. Also, one card we didn't even consider, which also could have been negated by the Dominus Purge, was just the Engraver, right? Which is a very obvious one, which we didn't consider, actually.
No, because your opponent needs to control a monster.
Oh!
That's what I was going to say earlier,
true,
and then I went back because...
Sure, you're right. I forgot about that part.
Would have ended the turn immediately.
Did you see what happened there? It was almost like a scary Branded moment where they set a monster and then Contact Fuse with the set monsters.
Okay.
I think we should be allowed to link summon with face downs.
Oh no. Oh, please no, please no. Spare me that.
Okay, here is Spooky Dogwood.
It's a late one.
Yeah, it's has it resolved? Oh yeah, we are using it in response to the Lara. Do you know what's really funny here? If we played the Dolphin, you could summon Dolphin and it wouldn't give any life points, and then you can go to...
Is it 0 attack?
Yeah, it's zero attack.
That's funny, yeah.
You could potentially pass in half your life points, but interesting situation here because we have just over 10 minutes on the clock, so do we keep going? Is it worth it? It's an odd situation.
It's very difficult because you can't just attack over the monsters that are there, you know? You usually, in every other matchup, I would say just try to clear the field because it's kind of like forfeiting if you give your opponent a full combo full of life points, but in this situation, you just can't get rid of the field, really.
Yeah, it's really tough for sure. But also you don't want to leave them there, as they would just give them 2 additional draws in the end phase. It's a very rough situation there for Herman right now.
You can just attack them so they're face up.
Yeah, I guess.
Or your opponent summons out a Yubel from the Spirit of Yubel. Like, you can destroy that one at least. But it doesn't advance you at all.
All right, so you can see Herman has really picked up the pace here, and I think that's, you know, definitely the mark of experience, because even though there is 10 minutes on the clock, you still need to really power through this because a lot of life points are going to be gained here, and this could last multiple turns. Even if we end on something like the Protoss, you still have to make sure that you can give yourself enough turns in order to actually finish off the life points, because we're going to be racking up 30,000-40,000 life points if we go through the whole combo.
I mean, you don't need to go for the full combo, right? You just Protoss here.
That's what I was thinking. Like, don't we just attack into the monsters, make them face up, bring the Protoss out, and just have Protoss resolving as quickly as possible?
If you put the Phantom of Yubel face up.
Ah, fair, yeah. Maybe not that one,
Let it face down. Let it stay face down for a second.
Okay, that is more damage or more health to the life points of Giuseppe right now, as he's gaining and gaining. Over 4,000 life points have been gained already at this point.
All right, and I did like your suggestion, actually, of attacking and putting the Spirit face up. You could probably leave the Phantom face down, but then it does just eliminate another body, and of course the Spirit of Yubel won't be able to trigger, since we would be locked out of Darks at that point. But don't forget that Giuseppe does have an infinite impermanence set here.
True.
We keep on going, and there is now the next monster we summon, and it is the...
Make SP before.
It's Ryra.
Yeah,
oh, no, it's not your Dragon.
You're not wrong. Like, if you see a set card from your opponent, I mean, you do kind of have to respect infinite impermanence potentially.
Yeah.
In the same way that Herman,
we keep on going. And I mean, isn't SP good generally? Like, we can also just go after the set Phantom with SP very, very efficiently.
I don't think
to
you
deal with it.
I don't think you care about the Phantom. I think you need to deal with the impermanence, resolve the Protoss, and then...
I mean, then you have the SP Little Knight on the field, and then you can play around the Imperm anyways, don't you?
True.
I mean, but then they can just activate it on the summon of the Protoss, and that might make things awkward. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, true. It's not that great. It's not optimal.
Do we play Lightning Chidori?
Let me double check. His extra deck has multiple rank 4 monsters, but no Lightning Chidori.
Oh, we're attacking.
Okay, we're in the battle phase. A lot of monsters. The battle phase has been called.
Yeah, so we're going to deal some damage over the Muckraker.
Almost there. Almost there. Look at this. We're dealing damage. We're getting the number down again. 14,400, not anymore. It's probably going to go back up in the main phase too, though.
Oh, and Lara going for a powerful 100 attack.
Oh, he's putting the Phantom face up. Interesting.
I mean, he has another Book of Eclipse, right?
Oh, that's a Link 4, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I won't even attempt to say this one.
The Ulti Raretori.
Yep. So this one works quite similarly, I believe, right? This has a really random good effect here.
They can't be targeted, right? Isn't that the case?
No, neither player can tribute cards.
Oh, true. Oh, so yeah, goodbye Phantom of Yubel, I guess.
That's okay.
We're fluctuating this.
Yeah, I like it.
That's insane. Herman rushing through this, but for a reason. He actually has a really good win con here.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, as long as time allows, there is a world where Herman is just in a super good driving seat here. But yeah, that Dogwood is putting in so much work. And honestly, respect to Giuseppe for, putting it in, despite the fact that there was like 15 minutes on the clock when this round started. It's the real mark of tournament experience there to realize, like, hey, listen, a game 3 like this is still going to last a long time. And, especially when Herman has to rush through his plays like this, you can absolutely potentially cause a misstep.
Holy, how many more life points are we going to give him?
Use the effect of Ulti Canahawk to return here to get the search.
The thing is, you said there was a great win con for Herman. Like, how much of a win con is the Ulti Raretori? You're shutting off the Phantom of Yubel.
Well, that's assuming we can also force through Protoss, right? That's the important thing. Does it protect targeting from everything, or...?
Wait, it just has, during your opponent's turn, it has that effect to target one Ritual Beast card you control and one card your opponent controls to banish them, but it's just on the opponent's turn, sadly.
We're setting up a big Steeds. You have the Raretori, your opponent
we don't even go Protoss, huh?
Small resources.
We don't even go Protoss, there we are.
Destroy everything, and when Yubel is summoned, you can just banish it. This might be very big for Herman. Did he actually break the field and set up something that Giuseppe can't beat?
So the issue is that Herman is going to need multiple battle phases here to actually bring this down. Yeah. Ooh, are we going for a Link summon?
Looks like it, surely.
We're going to go for the SP Little Knight.
Yep, and I mean, it was a fusion monster we used there at the end of the day, so we can use the effect of the Little Knight here too. Going after one of the set cards. Is that immediately the Steeds? It is immediately the Steeds. That can't be very good news for Herman, to be honest, because he probably wanted to wait with that one.
And the next question is, what cards does Giuseppe have in hand? Like,
Impermanence on the Raretori.
Oh, we can't target it because of the Noche Drago,
That was the one that prevents targeting. There we are.
Right, and now we're discussing about this, but let's just crack on with the game here. Negates the Noche Drago because only the others are protected. Apparently, SP Little Knight is being destroyed here. That is very good. Couldn't you just have targeted the Noche Drago then?
And there we are, Engraver in the graveyard. I mean, we can now... I mean, that could have still happened under Protoss, so maybe Hermann was just right by not going for Protoss, because looks like Giuseppe is not doing a whole lot besides the Fiendsmith stuff here anyways.
Wait, does that tribute? You can't tribute it. Does Requiem tribute?
Yep.
Oh, that is
I'm pretty sure it does. Let's double check, but the wording of Fiendsmith Requiem pretty easily says you can tribute this card.
Wow.
And there is no tributing right now, as there is the ulti Raritari on the field.
Okay, wow, this Raritari really putting in a lot of work here.
Oh, Aerial Eater. One fiend, two fiends. And Hermann says, yes, sure, cool. Yeah, bring it onto the field. It can't challenge my monsters here at the moment. I need my battle phases, please.
Yeah, and again, like it's a little scary because there's multiple battle phases that are required here.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, you already have so much damage on the field. You're right, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
The question is,
multiple turns for sure.
Next turn, are you trying to set up a little bit more damage, or are you just going to, if your opponent ends on basically an empty field, are you just attacking and then passing immediately back?
Yeah, I think quick wins the race here for sure, and you need to win the race, and therefore just go for some attacks.
What I'm worried about is, like, if you just, you know, if Giuseppe passes here, Hermann goes battle phase pass. I mean, you don't have any setup here. Oh, that's another Dominus Purge.
Dominus Purge, another one, and of course that's another target we can hit with it. And it does destroy the Yama. That's so big. 3.5 minutes. Can he do it? There's Tract now, though. Does Tract really do anything with Requiem already out and not even able to use its effect anyways in the first place?
I mean, he gets out another monster that can be found in defense position, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what it does.
In the end phase, you can just use Raritari, target it to banish it, and banish your own monster by tagging it out to basically get some extra value. And then
using the last card in hand as well. 0 cards left in hand for Giuseppe. Man, Hermann can get this, but he needs to do it quickly. Oh my, immediately getting rid of it. And the Phantom of Yubel, it's just the vanilla monster at this point.
Yeah, chaining the Canahawk to tag out there, banishing the Phantom of Yubel. It cannot negate because of Ratori, saying that neither player can tribute cards. Wow.
This is madness. Hermann is on the edge of winning this. Quickly cut the deck. He needs every second here.
2 minutes, 40 seconds remain here. 22,600 life points because of the Spooky Dogwood. Hermann draws for a turn. What are we doing here? Are we going to try and do more damage? Do we try and get more monsters out?
He's so quick. Give me the steeds back. Give me the steeds back so quick.
Huge. Hermann is so good at this, but there is no time to take a deep breath and think through your turn. You just need to go for some damage. We're going to tag out here. Going to sound out the next powerful fusion monster. Wouldn't go for an SP Little.
Another one of those. Okay.
Normal summon Wen, bring out Apelio. Apelio can then banish from the graveyard, boost the attack.
There we are. All right. He's on 0 cards. We're doing a whole lot of damage here. It's not going to be enough just yet to bring us ahead, but still we're getting so close. Oh no, but Yama triggers in the graveyard.
Here. Okay, Yama can just do some chump blocking potentially. 1 minute, 50 seconds left on the clock.
Okay, just Requiem. That's so fine.
We can just attack over this.
Yeah, we can attack over anything that's brought out here. All of these monsters are much bigger right now because of the Apelio. Yep, banishing the Penguin, attacking with the Nochi Drago, and then the Ratori directly, the Apelio directly, and I think the Wen directly as well.
Okay. Set one. Steeds it is. Okay, 1.5 minutes. Only 1 card for Giuseppe. Is it going to be possible? How many more life points does he need?
1 minute, 30 seconds here. We just need battle phases.
I think he's at like 16k or something. How much damage is this on the field? This is way above 9,000. He's just passing.
Did he pass again?
There it is.
We are in the battle phase one more time. This must be enough. Did he even draw a card? No, wait. No, we're still calculating. No, I mean Hermann. It's not Hermann's turn yet.
And the time is stopped.
Okay, look, they're calculating. That's good. They're just clarifying how many life points damage that even was. I love stopping the clock here because it's just actually clarifying the situation that we're in.
12,300 life points is what remains here for Giuseppe, so he's still technically in the lead.
He is.
That is not too much.
Didn't he? He has a card in hand, right? He drew that for turn, right? He was on completely nothing.
He is indeed. Okay, and Raver can come back.
Clock has resumed here.
Back.
Return special summon the Engraver. Banish summon Aerial Eater potentially. I don't think you're worried here, right? We have a Ritual Beast Steeds. Oh, we're
banishing the Canahawk as well. Oh, we're
banishing the Engraver.
There is so much damage.
And the battle phase. We are in Hermann Hansen with